everybody, I'm Sean's Mapping or the Sultanate Empire, and in today's video we are going to be looking at a what if civilization started over. And I would just like to say, if you didn't see the last episode, I suggest you go check it out. Many things happened in the last episode. A lot of stuff happened in the last episode. Let us go ahead and look at America, where we will be putting most of our focus for today's video. Is beautiful America. As well, we will be continuing from the last episode, the native war on the Portuguese. The native Mexicans continue to push against the Portuguese. It's not an easy push. It's a fairly hard push, but it's a push nonetheless that the um, natives make, and they're able to take all of this territory before Portuguese reinforcements arrive, halting their advancements. Meanwhile, up here in the north, the native country that the Portuguese started to invade continues to fumble and fall over their feet against this unexpected invader and attacker, as they slowly and but surely continue losing land to the Portuguese slash the West Iberian Empire. That is what I called them. They are the West Iberian Empire. I still remember that video where I called Iberia Arabia. Oh, Lord have mercy. That was a time. That video is still on my channel. If you haven't seen my old videos, I suggest you go check them out. That was when I first started uploading. So if you want a good laugh and a good chuckle at me mixing up places, or just the quality of the videos and the fact that the quality of my mic not being that good, I suggest you go check those videos out. But that's besides the point. We see the Portuguese continue pushing just like so and just like this. And they're able to get to like right about here when they are forced to stop pushing, because the Mexicans are making yet another push, and they've actually cut the Yucatan off from any land support, which is a big fat no-no. The Yucatan is a considerable important place, considering it has a major port that the Portuguese used to essentially supply the rest of their colony with goods from the north. So this major port city cannot fall over into native hands, because the natives will most likely just burn it down, because they are natives after all. And you're probably wondering, how are the Portuguese losing to natives? The natives have like swords and spears, and like the Portuguese have guns. And you would be right if this was our timeline. But these are natives that survived into the 1800s and past World War One. So it's very safe to assume that they probably have crude, outdated weaponry stolen from the Portuguese at this point, and are still stealing equipment from the Portuguese as this war continues and goes on. That's why the Portuguese are winning against the northern native population, because these guys have kind of stuck to themselves. But the Mexicans have, like, most definitely intermingled with colonial powers, because I mean, they literally have shared a border with the Italians for the longest time. And I just remembered I need to change the Italian colony color to their color. But we essentially see the Portuguese halt the invasion down here. But we'll go ahead and take a break from that war and go look at another war that is happening across the world. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are down in Oceania slash the Pacific slash Australia slash Papua New Guinea. So many slashes one could put, as we will be seeing the continued war against Papua New Guinea, as the pink Australians continue. Sorry. I am tired. I'm sorry if you just heard me yawn. It is getting late and I'm tired, so I'm recording these videos fairly late. I don't know why I like to do this. But yeah. The pink Australians quickly and fairly heartedly and easily push into the uh Papua New Guineans, if that's what you would call people from Papua New Guinea as plural, Papua New Guineans. They're Guineans. They're Papua New Guineans. Oh, but it's clear that these guys are the stronger power out of the two. Well, in on the mainland, that is, where both their capitals are. In terms of the pink teams like quote unquote colony over here on Papua New Guinea, not so much, as their forces were just pushed back heavily on all fronts, and the border practically returns to normal, except the pink team, well, not the pink team, the Papua New Guinea country basically invades into the pink Australians and practically, how would one put it? Raid, destroy, bloody murder, kill, ravage and capture and kidnap and steal their people as they push through their territory and their country and their land. You know, and it looks something like this, and they essentially just kind of take all of this stuff just like so, just like so, taking all of this right down here and then going like this and then like that. And that is essentially where the pink team is able to halt their advancements. And I mean, hey, more glory to the pink team, am I right? More glory to the pink team. But we are going to go ahead and fly over to South America now, where we'll be watching some countries expand their colonial possessions. um, Again, yawn. Their colonial possessions in South America. So let's go ahead and look over towards South America. So, do do do. Here we are. Now, let us go ahead and look at all of the countries that will be expanding in this episode down here. Let us go ahead and take a look at all of the countries that decide to grow their colony here in, well, South America in three, two, and one. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the finished colonial takings of, well, the finished expansion of all the countries in South America. As you can see, pretty much all the countries expanded and grew besides the Dominion and the West Iberian Empire. Everyone else, though, had expanded and grown just a wee tad bit bigger. Also, besides these two, because these two are in the middle of fighting. But let us go back over here to North America as we continue to look at war. But we're not looking at the same old war between the Portuguese and the native tribes. No, 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 no. We are looking at a much, much more different war, which is actually native tribe versus native tribe. And you may be asking yourself, what do I mean by that? This is what I mean by that. The country right down here decides that, well, they want more land and they feel like they should have said more land. So they begin their invasion of this brandly newly formed country right up here. However, this invasion doesn't go well as it pisses off one of the stronger neighbors that they have, aka California, right over here. Kind of pisses off California and makes California fairly angry. So California begins to invade into their country just like so with their military, uh, kind of causing a very, very bad big boy problem for them as the Californians quickly push in to their territory right here. The Californians also, in about a month, take over all of their Baja holdings right over here. The Californians send troops across the border into this country and begin to help them push back the invading forces. And eventually, they are left like this. These guys, seeing that they did a very, very bad thing, decide, hey, 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 let's not keep fighting. So they sue for peace, and let us go ahead and see what is lost and what is gained, if you will. The Californians take over all of their Baja territory right down here, giving them even more of Baja California. In the meantime, this country right up here takes all of their territory on this side right over here. Ender is not going to like that border. He's gonna make me fix that border. I'm telling you guys now, he is not going to like that border right there. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it for him. I'm gonna leave that just for Ender. So let us go ahead and zoom back over to this area where we will be seeing the Portuguese continue their slow, slow invasion of the native faction, the native country right over here, as they're again able to take over a major city. But the push is slow and very, very, very hard. But good news. Well, bad news for the Portuguese, good news for the natives. The Yucatan stronghold finally capitulates and collapses over to native forces. Meanwhile, the main force of Mexico continues to push down against the Portuguese colonial power. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, how are the Portuguese losing so badly? They're not losing badly. I mean, they're winning in one front, but they're losing in the other. That's the only problem, and that's the only real thing that is to be made here. But another country takes advantage of this, trying to expand their colonial empire, and instead of spending money and taking new uncolonized land, they decide to just take the land from another colonial power. And the Dominion decides to invade the Portuguese. And the Portuguese, who helped them during the coalition war against France, feels utterly betrayed by the Dominion. And this shows the decline of the Dominion. Who knows? The Dominion may not be long for this world. Only time will tell how long the Dominion will last. In this world, that is. So let us go ahead and do some more of this right over here. Something like this, something like this, something like this. And they're able to take over this area. And I mean, now the Portuguese are not looking too good in terms of their colonial empire right about now. Like right now, I would not want to be the Portuguese. But good news for the Portuguese, they're able to push back the Mexican invaders, and as they retake this city, they realize that the Mexicans kind of just burnt it to the ground. So that's not good, but they're able to very heavily push back the Mexicans. Why, you may be asking? Well, because someone may or may not have invaded the Mexicans. And, well, that someone is, in fact, California. They began their invasion of Mexico's Baja Californian regions, trying to take it over for themselves. And they're able to take over all of the Baja region and all of Baja California itself. They eventually make their invasion into the mainland around this area and begin a slow grinding push down into this uh, area right over here. And I mean, this small war is quickly turning into a regional war that could very well spiral out of control and, of course, into something bigger. Now we do see the Mexicans are able to stop the Portuguese and the Californians dead in their tracks. But we kind of have um, sides in this war, you know, like it's the Dominion, Mexico, and like Michigan slash Maine versus, um, yeah, no, Michigan, Mexico and the Dominion versus Portugal and California. It's literally like a 2v3. And currently the 2v the two other countries are winning versus the three. Kind of. The Portuguese are losing. The Californians are winning, to say the least. Enough rambling and blabbling. We are going to go ahead and look at the collapse of, well, a certain empire that is currently here in North America. Right about, hold on, give it a second, as we kind of get there in like three, two, and one. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, these are all of the countries that popped out of the Norwegian colony, as you may expect, as I kind of hinted to this in the last couple of episodes, stating that the Norwegians were in fact going to collapse with how much they expanded. As you can also see, they sold some of their land over to the Scottish and this native country right up here, which who knows what they'll do? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Only time will tell. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I have run out of time for this video. I'm Sean's Mapping, or the Sultan Empire. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I suggest you hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy today's video, then you can go ahead and hit the dislike button, telling me how much you hate the video and how much you don't like it. In the comments, of course. And if you want to be notified and continue to follow all of my content and all of the stuff I upload and post on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell notification icon next to the subscribe button to be notified of the next time I put a post or upload onto my channel. I'm Sean's Mapping, or the Sultanate Empire. I hope you beautiful ladies and gentlemen enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be, wherever you may live, and I'll see all of your beautiful faces in the next video. See ya!